access our videos, right? Like the videos that I've done for last semester. Yeah, there you go through all of them. Yeah, you try. Always watching like 2 ahead of me, right? So December 2024, they wanted us to define controllable costs. You don't have to look for the past paper because already the questions are here. So they wanted us in this case here to define controllable. What are the controllable costs? So controllable costs are those costs that can be influenced by who? Management. The management has a say over them. You can control them. All right. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, discretionary costs. You English people, what are the discretionary costs? So discretionary costs basically are those costs that are in a card with the blessings of management. If management doesn't want them in a card, then discretionary costs will not be in a card. So basically, there are those costs that are in a card depending on managerial choices. Yeah, depending on managerial what your wishes. If the management wants this cost to be in a card, then automatically the costs are at the discretion of the management. If the management says no, they will not be in a card. They won't be in a card. Discretionary. Then we have what we are calling committed cost. What is your understanding of this terminology? Committed costs. So committed costs, ladies and gentlemen, are those costs, please listen, or you're writing, I don't want you to write so much because already you have those definitions there. Maybe you can take just brief notes, But basically, costs are committed if they are contractual. Yeah, they are contractual in nature. Yeah, if costs are contractual in nature, then automatically it will be upon the commitment. It will be a committed cost because the management, whether they like it or not, they have to incur this cost. So committed cost, good examples are like which ones? Insurance, isn't it? These are committed costs. Because the moment you have been able to enter into a contract, or rather you have bought even a car, you can't on road without insurance, right? Paying school fees as a parent is a commitment cost for you. Yeah, if you are here in this case here and you happen to be those daddies, how do we call them? The ones who run away, do you know them? Of course, they are not here, isn't it? They are not here. You are going against principles of management accounting, isn't it? Because in this case here, this is our child. We have a committed cost to train them like that. So a committed cost is any cost that arises out of actually past contracts, which must be paid religiously in few without fail. You've taken somebody's building like this one. Can you fail to pay rent? You have a contractual obligation, yes. That's a committed cost. The online guys, are they able to follow our discussions? Let me get some approval from my online students. Are you able to understand my discussions, my good students? Yeah, I can see we have opened the chat for you. Yes or no? Please mention their why for yes. Thank you so much, Aradi, Albert. Great. That is committed cost. Then from there, ladies and gentlemen, we have uncontrollable costs. Uncontrollable costs now are those kind of costs which are what? Talk to me. Beyond the control of management, isn't it? Yeah. In this case here, the management cannot influence. The management cannot influence them. Could you kindly give me an example of an uncontrollable cost? Yes. Rent is the very best, isn't it? Yeah. Government taxes, especially for the tax evaders, you can control them somehow, isn't it? But you'll go to jail, I hope here we don't have any tax evader. It should be uncontrollable. All right. You had an example, right? I'm a rent as well. Government tax, Very good. Then, like salary is uncontrollable. Yeah. Let me tell you a secret. Any expenditure, which is what here periodic. In the short term, you cannot control. Periodic in the sense that this expenditure, you're paying it on a monthly basis. Like rent is paid on a monthly basis. You see, like now even salary, of course, somebody will tell me, but management can fire these employees and then they avoid rent. They avoid No. That's not legal. Periodic. Any expenditure which is per annum is uncontrollable. Any expenditure which is what here somebody fixed is what here uncontrollable. Thank you for asking that question. Then December 2024, they wanted us to define some business terms, which I think we had defined in our last class, isn't it? We should not, please, we have a whole syllabus to cover. We should not repeat what has been covered. Even those August 2024, semi-variable, semi-fixed, prime cost, I think we covered everything there. So mine today is to go to cost estimation. We had as well done this one. Regression. One example, right? Then straight away we have done one example. That is very, very good. We start in this case here. One example is enough. You don't need two You don't need two examples. But you need a homework. So the homework that I would want to give you here in this particular topic is the question that my brother has done. And my brother shall keep that spirit, of always doing questions, which shall be given in this class as homework, right? So which question is that, August? 2028? Question 3b, Roman 2. But again, my brother, the other thing that you shall always do whenever you're doing a question, don't ignore the theory part. Always you do the whole question. Even if you haven't done, nowadays you can easily do a lot of research. There is a very big way outside of now doing a lot of research. So you always finish the entire question. Oh, hi, which you are doing today, right? No problem. No problem. Then now number 2 is, now before I go to number 2, there is catchword. There is a catchword. You see, what is the name of this title? This topic. It is what here, somebody? Cost what here? Estimation. There is a catchword here. So under cost estimation, should they give you, for example, a column of costs versus a column of volume? So for example, you have 10, 12, maybe 18, 6, 9, 4. So in most cases at this level, they won't tell you which one is X and which one is Y. So here, which one would have you taken as X? Always, yeah. They want to be estimated, will always go to Y, right? The one that is to be estimated shall always, cost estimation. The one that is to be estimated shall always go to Y. The other one goes to where here, somebody? X. Y variable is also known as dependent variable. This Y variable. Y variable is known as what here, somebody? Dependent. So in this particular case, the cost we are going to incur as a firm depends on the number of units we shall produce. So cost is dependent. Cost is dependent. So the dependent variable always goes to the Y. But the very best, because we are doing a topic called cost estimation, not unless they try really to confuse you quite a lot, cost shall always go to Y. Do you know what will happen in an exam if you interchange the two? CASNEB is not your relative. If you interchange the two, straight away 0 in the entire question here. So if, for example, they give you now some variables where there is no cost, or rather, even if there is cost, some variables in this case here, for example, they tell you, maize versus rainfall. So establish the dependency relationship here. Like here, I'm so sure your rainfall, type of rainfall, depends on maize. That silence is deafening. Maize depends on rainfall, isn't it? Because if you plant maize and there is no rainfall, the harvest will be almost 0. And if there is good amount, so I can see some influence. So I can see maize output is being influenced by what here? So maize for sure is dependent. So this goes to where? Because remember, dependent, always we take dependent variable to the Y. And then this one here, we take it to where? X, like that. Is that okay? Yeah. How about if you were to get this one here? Yeah. We have here sales versus advertising cost. Will you say that cost must always go to the Y? At times you have to reason. Which one depends on the other? Sales depends on advertise. If you advertise more, make more sales. So this is Y, this is what here? X, like that. Is that okay? Yeah. How about this one? Effectiveness of an accountant of an accountant versus the size of your toe. Size of toe. Unajua toe ni nini? Kidole kubwa ya mguu versus you being effective. Which one depends on the other one? Nothing. What do you mean? What you're telling me, mwalimu, is that we can even be effective without a leg. Yeah, isn't it? That these ones here are not related at all. They are not related at all. So they are basically what we call nonsense relationships. Nonsense relationships. So those nonsense relationships, technically, we call them spurious. They don't make what here any sense. So in your exam, you'll get the definition of the word spurious. And then most of us will not be able to remember. Spurious relationships are those relationships that don't make what here? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. So if you're a great husband here and then maybe your wife is always having issues, don't go tonight and then tell your wife that I think this relationship is what? No. That will be very, very bad, isn't it? That will be very, very bad. Because spurious means what here? Nonsense. Yes, nonsensical. If you want to be a little bit gentle. All right. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we have scatter diagram. So scatter diagram, number 2 there in the notes. How I wish you guys printed this booklet. So scatter graph method plots past cost data against activity on what here somebody? A graph. Visual line of best fit drawn to separate fixed and what here somebody? Variable costs. Simple, quick, but less precise than what here somebody? Regression analysis. Is there somebody who is able to remember what they did in high school called a scatter diagram? It's not hard because they'll give you X, they'll give you Y. So Y will be the cost, then they'll give you like X, which is what here the volume. So you'll be able to have here like 10, 11, 15, whatever, 9, 8, 7, right? And then what are you going to do? You're going to have a point drawn. This is X, this is what here? So you shall be able to have like, how many points now here? 1, 2, another one like that. Another one like that. So once you have this scattered point, you'll be able to come up with what we call a line of what your best fit. So see, like now this is unfit, it's already out. So line of best fit, I'll be able to have a ruler like that. So using this straight line, I can come up with what here somebody an equation. So for scatter diagram, we draw a graph. Once we draw a graph, within the points provided, you give us what we call a line of what here somebody best fit. Unfortunately, it is never a precise method. Yeah, you would rather in this case here go for what here somebody for regression. I'll be able to see how they test this in an exam. So with your permission, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going straight away to the next method, which is called what here? High-low method. So high-low method, it uses only highest and lowest activity values. Very easy. High-low method, I'll be able to go to an example directly. Let's look at an example directly. For high-low method, let's look at an example directly. So high-low method, we have X, we have Y. So this is 6, 8, 12, 15. This is 9, 13, 15, 18. And then you are required to develop a high-low what here? Equation. Develop a high-low equation. Please write this as an exercise down. Write this as an exercise. Write this as an exercise. I hope also the online students are writing these notes down. So we have X, Y, 6, 9, 6, 8, 12, 15, 9, 13, 15, 18. And then they want us to do something pretty easy. They want us to give them the high-low equation. They want us to give them the high-low equation. They want us to give them the high-low equation. Are they ready for Mwalimu to knock this down? Are they ready for Mwalimu to knock this down? Yeah, mute all. Sorry for that. I was not seeing that. Those guys are spoiling my video. Yeah. So X, Y. So in this particular case, what should we do? Come and create a column for what here, somebody? X, Y, and uongo. You regression. High-low method is very easy. You only take how many points? 2 points. So we work with the 2 points only. Work with the 2 points only. So we have the highest what? X value point. Highest X value point, and then we have lowest X value point. Is that okay? Yeah. So are you able to identify the highest X value point? Is there anybody who can identify the highest X value point? Yeah, 15 is the very highest X value, isn't it? But as a point, you circle it with a Y. So in this case here, the X value point is 15 and 18, isn't it? So remember, this is X, Y. Yeah. How about the very lowest X value point? 6. 6 with 9, isn't it? Yeah. So lowest X value point is a 6 with a 9. 6 with a 9. So now from there, go ahead and give me the gradient. Give me the gradient. And since these are only 2 points, gradient will be obtained by us taking change in Y over change in who? X. Don't use a lengthy regression equation. Don't use the lengthy regression equation. There are only 2 points. Change in Y all over change in X. Can I give you 1 minute to try giving me those changes? Change in Y means difference between Y values. Difference between Y values. So change in Y, it is this. You can see the 2 numbers. 18 minus who? All over change in X, which will be 15 minus 6. So which will be equal to what over what? 9 over 9. So this is 9 over 9, which will end up giving us what figure, somebody here? 1. So the gradient there is 1. The gradient is 1. The gradient is 1. The gradient is 1. The gradient there is 1. So then remember, we want to form a straight line equation. Do you remember the form of a straight line equation? It is Y equals who? A plus BX. Now we have been able to get the value of what here, somebody? B. So use any point to get A. What is A? Using highest point. Using highest point or even lowest point. So abracadabra, this is simple mathematics. Simple mathematics. We are substituting everything in this general, and we are using this highest point. Please help me substitute. Please help me substitute. I'm going to give somebody a present here. What is the Y here? For the highest, what is Y there? 18. Equals A that we don't know. Plus B, which is what here, somebody? 1 times who? X. X, which is 15, because we are consistently using the highest point. We are consistently using the highest point. So then that means what here, that 18 equals who? A plus who? 15. Now from there we put A, the subject of the formula, right? Aha. So 18 minus who? Equals A. Do you know why we are subtracting here? Because this thing is plus here. When it crosses over, it becomes what here, minus. So meaning that A equals who, somebody here? 3. So after you get A and a B, what should you do? Yeah, we write now the equation. Cheers. So Y equals A plus BX. So equal to A that we know, isn't it? A, which is what here? 3 plus what here, somebody? Plus X. But kwa exam usiandike 1. Ndio wanafaa kuwa silent wewe. Si ndio? Wanafaa kuwa silent. Hawezi kuwa at 1x. Ama uandike 1x lakini hapa chini uandike vizuri Y equals 3 plus X, like that. Now let me ask you, great students, of minor question. From this equation, what is the value of fixed cost, just in case the examiner asks? Fixed cost is 3, because fixed cost does not have an association with volume. It's ever alone. It's a lonely number. It's a lonely number. Yeah. Sasa, within how many minutes? Let me see here. Can I wrap this? All right. Thank you so much. I'm giving you another example, which I'm 100% sure you won't get right, even if I give a bet over, although betting is not good. Let's not bet. Let's not bet. 2,000 bob. If you just get it right without betting, eh? Betting is ungodly. Ama nyi mna bet? Iko mtu na bet hapa? Hapa kuna nikiangalia nyote mmeokoka. Ama Waislamu wazuri. Aya, so XY. So we have here 10. Yeah. 18, 21, 4. Then we have in this case here, whatever, 9, 11, 3, 14. So give me high-low equation. Give me high-low equation. So shall I give you 1 minute to try it yourselves? Ah, great. So we are trying this ourselves. 1 minute, we try this ourselves. 1 minute, we try this. Thank you, Caroline. You're gone. Good to see Caro here. Caro always, and she's very active. Very active. Aha. Aha. Abracadabra. Huko nyuma muongeleshani sana. Nataka mnaongeleshana sana. Na huko nyuma hiyo line ya nyuma sije wapatia zawadi eh. Nafaa nifanye kitu leo, sawa? Nitawatest. Nitawatest. Na online niambia maswali vizuri vizuri, answers vizuri vizuri, niwapatie zawadi leo. So abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Ninja. Ninja lazima andike kitu kama ni uongo eh. Yeah. Utapenda a subject. You can see now we are going to chapter 4 without even use training at all. And all chapters are that easy. Nothing. Nothing. Ndio maana mwanafunzi akianguka mimi umchekelea nikimpata. Unaanguka aje of all the papers. Afadhali uanguke kitu kingine lakini not management accounting. So shall we try together? Yeah. So please give me the highest. Highest is what here? 21 with which one here on this side? So is it not the highest here? Huh? It's corresponding without minding whether it is highest or low. Because we normally talk of a highest what here, somebody? X value. We don't look at Y. Is that okay? Highest X value. So it should be 21 and what here, somebody? This is the highest. How about lowest? 4 and what here, somebody? 4 and 14. This is the lowest. Is that okay? Then go ahead right away and give me B, which is change in Y over change in who? X. Remember, you are discarding all the other points. Eh? You're only looking at the lowest and what here? Highest. So change in Y, are you able to see the change in Y? Unit 21, I'm only 2. Oh, my handwriting is very bad. We shall overcome. Sorry for that. It's 21. It is 21. Sorry for that. It is 21. So what do we have in this case here for our change in Y? So it should be the highest minus lowest, isn't it? So 3 minus 14. All over change in X, it will be 21. Minus what here, somebody? 4. Ah, huyo alipita hiyo subject. All right. And this one I'm being told is negative 11, right? Negative 11 over what here? Which will be an ugly figure, an ugly negative what? Negative 0.6471. Thank you so much. Then are you able to get A from the highest point? What is A from highest point? What is A from highest point? What is A from highest point? Giving you 1 minute. 1 minute. Try your very best. I'm only giving you 1 minute. Yes. 16 point. If it's correct, I give you 500 bob, right? And then I owe that lady 250 bob, right? The online students today, you are not lucky. Ali has also gotten, so but because Ali, you have come in as the second one, I will give you 250. And then now we close the chapter of presence today. Huh? You take A, Paka, everything. Okay. You already get 500, don't worry. You already get 500. You get 500. So then what is A from the very highest point? So from the highest point in regard to the Y, which equals A plus what here, somebody? Y equals A plus BX, isn't it? Yeah, then I should be able to come here and then we do a plug-in. We do a plug-in. Let's do a plug-in. Let's do a plug-in into our equation, and we're using this highest. So highest in this case here, Y is what here? 3 equals A that we don't know, plus B. B, I've rubbed my figure, unfortunately. It was negative, isn't it? B was negative. Negative what here, somebody? Negative 16.64. 6. So it was 0.6471. Yeah. So 3 equals A plus minus that X. And the X happens to be what here, somebody? 20? 21. X happens to be 21, like that. Yeah. So we go ahead and do the multiplications first, isn't it? So then these will be 3 equals A plus minus. Whenever they come together like this, minus prevails, isn't it? Yeah. Minus. So this times this gives me what figure? 16. 13.589. And then now we take this to the other side. So here it's negative. On the other side, it will become what here? Positive, yes. So 3 plus 13.58. Meaning that A equals what here, somebody? 16.58. So that brother at the back got it right, isn't it? The brother at the back got it right. But if you leave it there, you lose a mark. And for management accounting, losing a mark is a very big thing. That one mark can make you see places you've never seen before. Like where? Advanced level, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. So then our Y, we know that our Y equals A plus X. So our Y will be equal to A, which is what here? 5891 plus B, which is negative, isn't it? 0.6471, what there? X, like that. That is the answer. That is the answer. That is the answer. And I know where the examiner catches my students because I've been teaching this paper, same paper, for the last 25 years, you can imagine. Same paper. I know where my students will be caught in all the cases. So you'll get an examiner who comes and gives you XY. So he gives you here 10, 18, 20, 20. So here he gives you 6, 3, 4, 9. Then he gives you 18. Now, could you kindly help me identify the highest X value? Please help me identify the highest value, X value here. 20? So 20. So do you want me to circle the 2? I just want to circle 1. So now I'll be forced to look at the Y, isn't it? Because it's 20 with 9, 20 with, and because I'm looking for the highest of the highest, so it'll be 20 and what here, somebody? 18, yes. So this is the highest X value. How about lowest? 10 with 3. 10 with, how about the online guys? Which one is the very lowest here? Online guys, which one is the very lowest? Is it 10 with a 6? 10 with 3, yes. 10 with 3. So this is the lowest, and I'm so sure now you'll be able to give me the value of B and the value of what here? A. With your permission, now that you guys think that you have become superstars, of which you are not, superstars. Let's try this question that they gave us. Which students in this, which is a different form? April 2024, question number 1-8 is also in that handout. April 2024. I don't have to finish this question, right? This one you have now gotten the concept. Getting B, I don't have to finish. Even yourselves, you don't have to finish this. I can check it later. I can check it out later. I can check it out later. I can check it out later. So we have April 2024, question number 1, boy. OJ Limited. Are we there? OJ Limited. Manufactures and sells what here? Mobile phones. The company's budgeted statement of profit and loss, of profit or loss for the month of May 2024 is as follows. Are you able to see the sales of 1,200 units? Everything is very good. The number of units that were produced there were how many? 1,800. Is that okay? 1,800. Additional information. Additional information. The budget was prepared using absorption costing principle. Mwanafunzi kwanza akisio lugha, international disaster. That shall never scare you. Go to number 2. If the budgeted production in May 2024 had been 2,000 units, then the total production cost would have been 18,800,000. Using high-low method, calculate the variable production cost per unit, and then the what here, somebody? Total monthly fixed production cost. Shall I give you 1 minute to think through this question? Just 1 minute? Yeah, try your best. Have you done something? Finished. Tujaribu pamoja eh? Aya, tuone. So then, you see, in the additional information, they have given me number of units here produced. So then that is quantity. And then we have here total cost. So additional information, they have told us quantity is what here, somebody? 2,000. And then production cost was what here, somebody? 18.8 million, isn't it? So then get into the table, and then remember this is production quantity, what was produced. So inside the table, are you able to see any other quantity that was produced? How many units? 1,800. You can't use sales. If in the additional information they gave you units sold, then you'd have picked units sold. But you see now this production quantity, so you can only match it with the production quantity. So 1,800 giving me how much here, somebody? 18 million. So only 2 points. Which one is the highest X value? Senior. This becomes the lowest what here, somebody? It is not even tough. Is it tough really? No. How comes you are not able to get it right? The fear, the literature was too much. The literature there was too much. Now, after you get this, then straight away you shall be able to give us what here, somebody? B. B, which is what here, somebody? Over change in who? X, yeah. So then my change in Y, these are the Y's costs. So this will be 18.8 million minus 18 million, isn't it? Over change in X, which will be what here, somebody? 2,000 minus 1,800. So then this one here will end up giving us what figure? 800,000. 800,000, right? Over what here, somebody? 200, yeah. Which then gave you the 4,000 the sister is talking about, isn't it? Yeah, 4,000, which the sister is talking about. The online ninjas, were they able to get these numbers? The online ninjas, were they able to get these numbers? No voice, Allah. Caroline, you're not able to hear Mwalimu? How about now, Caroline? Are you able to hear me? Caroline, are you able to hear me? Or the other students, are you able to hear Mwalimu? The other students, are they able to hear Mwalimu? Okay, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Thank you so much. So then once I get B for gradient, I will need to remember the general high-low equation. The general high-low equation is Y equals A plus who? BX. Is that okay? Then use the high-low to get A. Use the highest, to get A. So here the highest, this is 800,000 equals A that I don't know, plus BX. And the B is 4,000 times X figure, which is what here? 2,000. 2,000, right? So then this will be 18.8 million equals A plus who? 4,000 times 2,000 is 8 million. Woya Malone, woy. 8 million, isn't it? Therefore, A will be, yes, minus 8 million, which is what here? 10.8. 10.8 million. 10.8 million. 10.8 million. Then you write the equation down for us, isn't it? You write down the equation for us. You write down the equation. Let's write down the equation. Our Y, then our Y will be equal to A plus BX. Our Y will be equal to A that we already have. A, which is what here, somebody? 10.8 million. Plus B, which is what here, somebody? 4,000 who? X. So then you go and read the question. When you read the question, number one, they want you to give them variable cost per who? So you'll be able to come and tell the examiner this is B, which equals what here, somebody? 4,000. You see, so many of you will normally do a lot of workings and then they don't answer the questions. Yeah, it's always important you go back and answer the questions like that. So that is A. So after that, my good students, the next thing they want us to do is to give them what here? The total monthly fixed cost, isn't it? Was the income statement for a whole year or just 1 month? Are you sure? Yeah, it is P&L for the month of May, isn't it? So meaning that whatever we have here as our A is the monthly fixed cost. So number 2, the monthly fixed cost is our A, which equals what here, somebody? 10.8 million, isn't it? Then you should be able to get all the marks. You can't come and then you write here number 2, monthly fixed cost, and then you tell the examiner, refer above. Refer where? I'll also tell you to do the paper again. You can't tell me refer above. Must always come and do this kind of a summary for you to be able to survive like that. So then we shall be able to take a break for our Maghrib prayers. Is it Maghrib, by the way? Maghrib, yeah. And then we shall be able to come back at exactly 7:02, 10 minutes. Thank you. So this question and that concept is now well understood. We go to what we call account analysis. What here? Method. Account analysis method is the easiest of them all. This one, if it defeats you, tutoka kwa class ya MA. Hii ndio the very easiest. Inaitwa account analysis method. So in this case here, as I get my pens, I don't know nilichukua kwa nini. So under accounts analysis method, we are told, as accountants, we shall always analyze the accounts given, and then you classify each account as fixed, stroke what here, somebody, variable, leave alone the mixed. So always, under this method, ladies and gentlemen, what shall happen is this. You will be given account analysis or accounts analysis method. Accounts analysis method. So this accounts analysis method, so what they shall do as an illustration, example, they will come here and tell you materials. So we have here 50% fixed. 50% fixed, yeah. 50% is fixed. So we have here total 100,000. Then we have labor. Labor, they may not even, they call it direct labor. Direct labor, 200,000. 200,000. Then we have overheads. Overheads, shillings 80,000 fixed. Yeah, and the total amount here is 250,000. So 250, 200, 450. 450 plus 100, 550,000. The cost was in a card. The cost was in a card to produce 20,000 units. Full stop. Required. Develop a cost estimation equation. A cost estimation equation using accounts analysis method. So develop a cost estimation equation using accounts analysis method. Let me know once you guys are able to write everything up to here, this example, account analysis method. So we have materials 50% fixed, direct labor 200,000, overhead 80,000 there is fixed. The total cost is 550, and the entire cost was incurred to produce 20,000 units. Then they want us to develop a cost estimation equation using accounts analysis method. So the online students, are you able to tell me yes? If you have been able to finish writing up to here, you simply say Y for yes. Y for yes. So and then next week, we shall also be ready to do our first cut, first continuous assessment test. And if you do all my tests and all my mocks, 2 of them, you'll always pass. Always. I guarantee you. All right. So then if it's accounts analysis method, we shall do a breakdown, not breakdowns, but breakdown. So we break down these accounts into what here, somebody, variable and fixed, or fixed and variable. So come by the side here, create a column where you capture variable and then fixed like that. Equal to, it is as easy as that. So tuende kwa materials, the total cost was 100,000. And then 50% is what? So what is 50% of 100,000? So I take this under fixed, write this under fixed there, 50,000 like that. And then now the variable material cost will be how much? 50,000 as well, because the 2 of them must add up to who? Must add up to 100,000, isn't it? I hope the online students are able to follow. From there, we go to direct labor. All direct expenses are what? Variable. All direct. Nobody will ever tell you that. It's upon you to know, and you must write this somewhere in your mother tongue, that all direct expenses are whatever variable. So then out of these 200,000, the whole of it is going to be slotted under variable. Nothing of it is what here? Fixed. Nothing of this is fixed. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we have overheads. Overheads, I can see it is 250,000. But out of these 250,000, how much is fixed? 80. So then come and put 80 here. Put 80,000 there. And then, of course, we'll be able to get the balance as variable. 170,000. Yeah. So just for confirmation, you can come and add everything here, just for confirmation. 50 plus 200, that's 250,000 plus 170. That gives me for 20,000, isn't it? How about this total fixed? 130. So the totals must agree with this grand total of 550. Must agree. Must agree. And then now the only thing that you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to give us variable cost per unit. Go ahead and give us variable cost per unit that was produced. Are you able to do that? Variable cost per that you can do very well. So the next thing you shall do is to come here and give us variable cost per who? Per unit. So variable cost per unit, we have this variable for 20,000. We divide this by how many were produced? 20,000. 20,000. So then this at the end of the day will give us what variable cost per unit? 21, So this will give me a cool 21 per unit. And then you write for us the cost estimation equation. You write for us the cost estimation equation. Write for us the cost estimation equation. We know it is y equals who? Y equals a plus bx, isn't it? Do you know what our a is in this question? It is the total fixed cost, isn't it? And are you able to see the total fixed cost? Oh, yes, it is what here? It is 130,000. So y is 130,000 plus what here, somebody b, which is what here? 21x. Now you see if they want us to now estimate cost for say 1,000 units, You'll simply come and plug 1,000 there. You're done. You're done. We look at the past paper. Past paper. So past paper, it is this one that was tested to my humble students. My students are normally very humble, but at times in this case here, the examiner humbles them further. Haurumii hawa wasema ni watoto wadogo jameni. August 2025, it is here, right? On the paper. I hope you will be able to print it by Monday. So the following data was obtained from the records of Supershine Policy Factory for the month of July 2025, when how many units were produced? That one will assist us to get variable cost per U. Then I can see there, cost element, direct material. You can see there is nobody who is giving you anything as under cost behavior. It is upon you to know that direct expenses like now direct material, direct labor, all of them will be under what here, somebody? Variable. Depreciation is given there. Telephone charges are given there. Then we have in this case here what we call production over. So production overheads, I can see 40,000, and it is what here, somebody say me? So this production overhead, how much do you think in this case, ladies and gentlemen, is the fixed cost? Qua production overhead, how much is the variable or rather the fixed cost? Yeah. So then, because you have chosen to remain quiet a little bit, I'm going to punish you a little bit, and my punishment is very, very nice. I will ask you to try doing this question. 8,000. Yes. And then variable, you can get it by difference, 32. Very good. So using account analysis method, derive a cost estimation equation in the form of y equals what here, somebody? A plus bx. I've already done my part. Have you gotten your money? Perfect. So then now I want to try you with this simple question. Yes. I want to try you with that simple question. So make a table like the one that I had here, where we have total, and the total is to be split down into variable and what here, somebody? Fixed. Very easily. Use the account analysis method, derive a cost estimation equation in the form of that. Thank you so much. Ali had gotten that 8,000. Very good. told Ali. Ali is saying that 8,000 is somewhere. Do you guys get some 8,000 somewhere? Nothing like that. 8,000. Final answer. Okay. Now I understand. So do we do it or are you comfortable with what you've done? We are comfortable or we do it for marking, eh? We do it for marking. Okay. I mean, you don't trust yourselves. I thought you should tell me that Mwalimu with this one. I mean, this is easy. Easy. No worries. So first of all, you draw the table, right? Yeah, draw that table. So we have the cost. So direct material, total cost. Then we have variable. And then we have what there? Fixed. So direct material, total cost ni ngapi somebody? Are you able to see this one automatically, the whole of it, because of the word direct, will fall under what here somebody? So in this case here, nothing of material is fixed. Then we have direct labor. So we have here direct labor. So direct labor, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have there? 150,000, and because of the word direct, everything goes under variable, nothing fixed there. Then we have depreciation. Depreciation, how much? 80,000, and the whole of it is what here is going to be under fixed. Thank you so much. After depreciation, the next one is known as telephone charges. Telephone. So telephone, how much are we talking about? And the whole of it is what here somebody? Fixed. 100%. Nothing variable. After telephone, the next one is known as production who? Overheads. So the overheads in this case here, how much are we able to see there? 40,000. And out of this 40,000 from the equation given, how much is fixed is 8,000, isn't it? 8,000. And therefore, the variable will be how much here, somebody? 32, 32,000. Which would have also gotten from the equation, eh? Yeah, you can see here, our y is what here, somebody? 8,000 plus 3.2 what here? X. So this is fixed and this is variable. So if I want to get variable, then I'll talk of 3.2 times 10,000. Units produced were 10,000, isn't it? That's how as well. But why I go this way and you can easily get what here? Yeah, balancing figure, isn't it? I would rather work with balancing figure. All right. So after that, we have salary for the supervisor. Salary for the supervisor. So we have here supervisor salary. So supervisor salary, how much? 200,000. Of which fixed is how much? Balancing figure is how much? Which will be under variable, isn't it? After the supervisors, the next one is known as what here, somebody? Machine repairs, you're right. How much total? 60,000. Do we know the fixed? Fixed. They've told us 6,000, isn't it? So then the balancing figure will be what here? 54, which is variable, isn't it? Yeah. So after repairs, the next one is known as what here? Packaging cost. Packaging cost. How much? 4,000. And then 100% is what? So 4,000 there, dash there. After packaging cost, the next one is known as what here, somebody? Cleaning expenses. And that is the last one, isn't it? So we have here cleaning expenses. Totaling up somebody. And then they have told us a third is what? A third is variable. So what is a third of 60? 20. So a third of 60 is 20, which goes under variable, isn't it? So then this one here gives us what figure, somebody there? 40,000. All right. So then in this case, are you able to give me the totals? Total variable is how much? 720,000. And then the total fixed? 300,000. So what do you think will be our next step? We get variable cost per unit, yes. Give us variable cost per unit. I don't know whether you're able to get that by yourselves. Yeah. So variable cost per unit. So variable cost per unit, it will be 720,000 divided by the number of units which were produced, which were 10,000, isn't it? Divided by 10,000, which then will end up giving us what figure? 72. Thank you. So this is 72. After that, we write down the equation, isn't it? We know that our y equals what here? So do we know the value of y, which is fixed cost? 300,000, isn't it? 300,000 plus b, which is 72. And then you have finished the question. You have finished the question, isn't it? The student is asking, in this case here, how many marks? The marks are given there, right? 6 marks. Are those very, very many? And then they want us to estimate the total cost for the month of August if 9,900 units are produced in the factory. Very easy. So Roman 2, they want us to give them the value of y. X equals what? 9,900, isn't it? Yeah, very easy. The breakdown here will basically give you most of those marks, this breaking down. All right, and then of course, I'll be able to see how you're getting variable cost per unit, which is going to give you 1 mark, and then writing down of the equation, yes. The breakdown is where we provide the bulk of those marks, the breaking down. Breakdown. Thanks for asking that question. So then, Roman, we must always answer questions very well by labeling them. We must be very good labelers. So Roman 2, they want us to estimate the total cost for the month of August. So basically, they want us to give them the value of y, which is our total cost, isn't it? If x equals who? 9,900. So y equals 300,000 plus 72 times what, here, somebody? That is what was expected of us in this question. And I know that is exactly what all of us did, isn't it? Yeah. Which gave you guys how much? Yes. 112? 10, 12, sorry, 10, 12. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But now in an exam situation, do you think if they bring this kind of a question, we'll get everything? Sure. Great. Thank you. So then we go to the last theory model. It's theoretical. What they are calling industrial engineering, what here? Method, yes. So this is a scientific method of cost estimation based on detailed analysis of production processes, time and what here, somebody? Motion studies. Key features: it involves breaking down tasks into components, uses time and motion studies to estimate labor hours, considers a standard rate for materials, labor, and overheads, highly accurate, but what here, somebody? Time consuming. So what I would want you, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate, of course, you'll be able to read the advantages and disadvantages later, but whenever they talk about industrial engineering method, this is what I would always want you to know. So under industrial engineering method, we establish an input-output relationship. Input-output what here, somebody? Relationship. For us to develop a cost estimation equation. So we establish an input-output relationship from our industries. Like if, for example, I'm looking at Mumia's sugar, I know that if I crush in 10,000 tons of sugarcane. I normally get like how many kilograms? Maybe 100 kilograms of refined sugar. So you see, if I have that kind of an input-output relationship, I can easily make estimate. That is what we call the engineering method. And engineers are very good at this. Engineers, once they see, even if it's kokoto, they'll be able to tell you this kokoto will be able to fit this space. So in the industrial engineering method, we establish an input-output relationship, which then will be used to develop a cost estimation what here, a cost estimation equation like that. Is that okay? Once you have that, then advantages provides precise cost estimates, useful for new products with no past cost data, helps in setting standards for efficiency. Limitations, you must be like an engineer, requires skilled engineers and specialists, expensive and time intensive, no practical for routine cost estimation in all business. Then we have one question there to try. Explain the term industrial engineering technique that was August 2022. Yeah. Explain the term industrial engineering technique as used in cost what year estimation. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that industrial engineering technique is a technique where we have to establish what we have called what year somebody, and input what year somebody, output relationship, and then use that relationship to develop now a cost estimation what year equation. And whenever they ask for advantages of a model, so like now this model will give you what is somebody accurate, reliable estimates. That is very, very important. And because of this concept of input output, we know that if you put in 100%, you're going to get 80% out of this as output. Then the model will be very useful in setting standards. Yeah, setting standards. Standards are very, very useful for what year for prediction. You may forget about every other thing, but always remember that this model is quite accurate and it helps us come up with standards of what year estimation, yes. Standards of estimation. And remember, I mean, for very new products, new factories, so long as you have an engineer from another company, these guys will come and tell you, hey, from my experience, I know if you inject this number of bananas into this thing, you're going to get this number of kilograms of output. So even without past information, you can very easily come up with this input output what year relationships like that. So we have been able to answer that. We go to topic number 4. Topic number 4 is what we call cost what year accumulation, and I will be able to start with direct what year materials. So topic number 4, we're going to look at our costing now. We have direct materials, we have direct what year labor, and then we have overheads. So shall take the next few sessions to address topic number 4. I can see we have 15 minutes to go, but I think we have given you guys enough dose for tonight. Isn't it? Yeah. So then when are we meeting next? Sunday at what time? 3, yeah? So 3 to what time? 5. 3 to 5, yeah. 3 to 5 on Sunday. And then remember, you don't have to come here on Sunday. You can also get a link on WhatsApp, isn't it? But preferably, if you have the time, please come here. Kuna advantage mingi ya kuwa mwanafunzi physical, eh? Yeah, if you have the time, you'll get me here. And I will never, ever, ever come late to my classes, eh? Never. Kama nimepatia homework, unafikiri mwalimu ataregarega hata kuja. Mimi am always there, and God has been good to me. Hata ugonjwa hakuna. So mimi niko class, sababu ndio kazi napenda peke yake maisha yangu yote. Sijui kazi nyingine. Na hiyo bidii imetusaidia sana because ukiangalia saizi RCM 4,000 students. And I know if I double to 8,000, then we shall be recognized and become even a university. Right now we are doing quite a lot for many organizations. Sababu ya kujituma namna hiyo. Thank you. And of course, if there are online ninjas who want to join us physically, perhaps here, please feel free to ask for these services using that number. Then we help you to pass these papers one term. Thank you. One term.